Dad's burst a pipe on here. I think it's got chip trapped in it and it's worn it away, so we're just going to go and get one now. This is the wheel we put on between Christmas and New Year, which is a spare. Needs a good painting. We're going to now put the other one back on, and then it's wears even, and keep that as a spare. So we just jacked it up on the bucket because it can't fall anywhere, and even if the wheel fell off it only like dropped 2 inch. So we'll spin that round now. Oh, you know this jack over here, and I was on about this plate on the top. Well, I know what it's for now. You can put that way, and then it's like a jaws of life. Sorry, you can squeeze stuff with it. If you then put it the other way so that the spikes are sticking up, and then you can flick that over a thing, and then you can jack stuff apart and surprise them open with it. Or you can put shackles and ropes into the holes on either end. So there and there, and then you can pull with it like a winch. So I always wondered, but apparently you've got to be really careful with them, because if they're not oiled properly, or if you don't click them correctly, that handle can fly up and knock your teeth out. So if anyone does get one and is using one, be careful with them. But yeah, they've got like, I don't know, multiple uses. So jack stuff up, pull stuff, push stuff, and vice versa. Anyway, Sam's just taking this wheel off now, and the impact will just make it so easy. Shame the wheel's a bit muddy. There we go, rolling again. It's matching wheels. Yeah, we need to paint that really. Maybe when we paint the dump trailer wheel silver, we'll paint that silver at the same time. Not had a quiz question for a while that's been in the workshop, so dead quick, easy one. What's that? If you think you know, leave a comment below. Yesterday's quiz question was the fact this big bin. Now, everyone like me, no one really knows the cost of a bin. Some of the guests were between £50 and £500, which was like worlds apart. Anyway, it was £187 delivered, so it's £147 plus £40 delivery. I thought that was good value for the size of it, because it is quite a big bin. But some people thought it should have been free. This is a pile of Christmas trees. There's a pile of Christmas trees over there. This isn't all of them, but the greensman is a guy that does scarifying and looks after lawn treatments. He collected 165 this year, charged people £10 to collect them for charity with gift aid, and he raised 2,100 quid in a week, which is pretty good going, to be fair. Just a tank of diesel on his time. So well done to that man, and we'll get him through the chipper when it's fixed. Update on the chipper: the AdBlue fault is basically, we think, could be software related. So we're waiting for Caterpillar to come tomorrow. Hopefully they can plug their laptop in, upgrade the software, and it might work. If that doesn't work, then it could be a sensor in there. But because of the way the manufacturers work with AdBlue engines, that it's, look at all these pigeons here coming over the yard. I hate pigeons. The way it works is it can only be reset by the manufacturer that built the engine. So some guy came with a computer, knew what he was doing, but it just wouldn't let him get in because it thinks there's a fault. And we've now found that there's a software upgrade, so we'll see if that solves the problem, and then hopefully we'll be back chipping tomorrow, and then we'll save some of these Christmas trees because they smell lovely for the open day on Saturday, and you can smell it when you're at the open day. The open day is sold out currently, but we are going to do some more in the year, probably when the lights are longer in the summer. I'm just at what we call the pumping station. Sorry, not the pumping station, what we call the pumps. So this water down here falls into that channel. Flick the camera, hold on. So there's a short ditch here, the water comes into it. As you can see, the drain's all flowing in, and it goes into that chamber there through them bars. Once it gets through there, the pumps then turn on automatically and pump it up through that bank into the ditch behind. But there's something going on with these pumps, they just can't cope anymore. And this, every time we get half inch of rain, overflows onto the field and kills the wheat. So what we were thinking of doing is digging this bigger so that it's got more capacity. Then some of the clay that's come out, building the ground up around it, and then the rest of the ground building up with other clay. And then the field ends up then so that it can drain naturally through the embankment. So the field will be sort of like that level rather than this level. And then the drains can run with gravity through without having to rely on the electric and this pump. And then that way it's more efficient and more sustainable, because we like that word. And then we'll have a bigger pond here that we could put fish in. Well, you can see, but this is all like sticky, because this is like where this was underwater the other day when it rained. And then if you look at the wheat here, you can see big yellow circle there where it keeps flooding and how thin it is. We'll have a close look at that in a minute. So that's where I was just stood down there, and then the water flows underneath these brambles into these wells, which is the chambers that the pumps are in. These green boxes are the electrics for the pumps, and there's the power supply coming in. So it pumps it up over this, through this bank, which is a hump like that, into the ditch. The ditch is quite low at the moment, but if you imagine if that field was a bit higher, the drains could come straight through this bank without having to rely on the pump, whereas now the water flows down below the level of this water and has to be pumped up with electric, which is just ridiculous because one, it's costly, two, you're relying on mechanics rather than gravity, which break, and three, the cost of the electric's going up. And also this bank you can't really see at the moment because it's wet everywhere, but in the summer you see it wet here because this bank's failing and it's porous and the water sort of travels through it. So there's the big yellow patch again, sorry. So that's the plan, make that a bit bigger, like the shape of a fish. I think we worked it out, it'd be 200 times more capacity than what's currently there. And then the rest of the field where it lies low, use the clay out of here and some other clay that we can recycle to build it up so it's all flat and mostly drains naturally. And then all the other water that comes from around the area will go through the pumps, but it'll take a lot of load off them. This is how thin some of the wheat is where it floods. So you can see it just about in rows in places. Some places it's completely died. Some places it's in like thin, skinny rows. You can see. Anyway, we'll go over to where it's a lusher green, where it's not been flooding, and see how different it looks. So let's just sort of like, this is probably the best bit where it's flooded. So let's look at that now, and then the next frame will be a good piece. So this is the ground where it doesn't flood. As you can see, it's nearly touching across the rows now. It's stitching together. It's still quite warm considering it's winter. So the wheat's really motoring on, stood up as well. It's not sort of like flat down, whereas when it's cold weather, it's sort of, the leaves will drop a bit lower. Just shows you though, so there's the bit that's rubbish where it floods. This is a good bit, but even badly drained soil could be affected like that. And that's why as soon as we get some more dry weather, and we can get on, we're going to do some more drainage on some other fields. Bit of good news for the Massey fans that watch. There is a Massey on its way to the yard. It's something that I bought, I don't know, 2 months ago, and my friend's been storing it in his yard because we've not had a wagon in the area to bring it back. Anyway, looks like CRJ have got a wagon that way on and they're going to fetch it up, so it should be here Friday night, and hopefully it'll be here for the open day as well so people can see. It's a bit of a project though. Just up at the new farm, but I shouldn't really call it new farm, I'm just going to start calling it Brook House from now on. So the new bin's up here, so I've just been collecting some leaves and different things up, putting them in there, and hopefully the council are going to sort me out some recycling bins as well to go with it for the glass and the sort of the cans, because a lot of people when they come they have a party, so we need something for putting all that in. Just realised it's 6:15 and it's still pretty light. I love it when the nights get lighter and the mornings get lighter. Looks to be someone walking on the field of wheat there. Yep. With a dog. Oh no, a pack of dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dogs. Nice one. The tidy up continues, ready for the open day. This blew out the other week, and it blew out ages ago, and we fixed that, but we need to carry on cladding it and then clad this one and pour a concrete wall along the bottom. This is today's birthday bumper. Toby's on it. It was his birthday yesterday and I forgot it, so here it is. There you go, Kenneth, William, Brian, Luke and Imogen. So happy birthday to all you guys. Hopefully you've had an early video today because I've now got a meeting at the village hall. So thanks for watching and stay tuned tomorrow. And if you don't forget, if you're new subscribers, say you were watching from, because we now have 30,000 subscribers on this channel. So that's 29,000 more than this time last year. So what will it be this time next year? Will it be 59,000 maybe? 60,000? I don't know. I don't know whether the growth gets faster or slower. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all tomorrow. Oh yeah, don't forget, have a guess at what might turn up here on Saturday or Friday night. It's a Massey though.